Talking Normies podcast.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's the Talking Normies podcast, the podcast in which we sit, chill, and talk, and the podcast in which I just remembered I wrote a new intro for the podcast, but I forgot what it is. It's the Talking Normies podcast, where a group of friends get together to discuss a movie and other things in life.
Other things in life.
Something like that.
It's kind of like things in life, but the other ones.
Yeah, it's a movie podcast.
And you guys know how we've been talking about changing the vibe of the podcast?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, have we?
No.
Have we not changed the vibe?
Well, sort of, yeah.
You guys just went with it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, hear me out.
brainstormed.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
I had this idea while I was taking the couch nap.
Okay, yes.
We transition. If it's going to be in the middle of the day, instead of chairs, we have like beds
God.
that kind of prop up so they can see us.
Yeah.
Go on.
Kind of like hospital beds, it sounds like what you're describing.
And we call the podcast Siesta.
Siesta.
But it's siesta, which means yes, here.
Wait, what is siesta?
Yeah, I don't know what the translation is. But anyway,
Siesta.
the point of the podcast is we encourage, we're bringing the siesta to the West, okay?
Okay.
And-
the West Esta.
And we and the audience both. It's a 1 hour podcast,
You all
and
just take a
it's
nap?
yeah, we just kind of fall asleep together.
What if we? But we're here in
We'll sleep
Indianapolis.
with all of you.
So couldn't we just call it In the Nap?
See, now you're thinking
nap
with
time.
portals.
Now you're all right. So while we will be discussing the movie, I have some other topics to discuss on the way to said movie.
And me and Spidey also have a thing to plug. It's
Ooh, we're plugging all sorts of things.
plugging.
So, as you know, we have Mickey doesn't know, so I'll tell Mickey. Last week, I decided to add a new section in. So, people had been asking for advice, and so our fans sometimes ask us for advice. I thought it would be cool to also sometimes dig into history for advice. And so, with that, I'm grabbing Playboy Advisor clips from old Playboys to see what people are asking.
Nice.
So I got some stuff from 2008 that I'm going to ask you guys
Oh,
about.
dude, right
Okay.
before pre-housing crash or post-housing crash? 2008.
2008.
That
I
was
think
that was an interesting year.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'd have to see what month it is, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but it's from 2008.
Did Occupy happen in
I think that was
2006 or
2010.
11?
Occupy.
10 or 11?
Yeah, I think it was a little later because it was after the housing crisis where people were pissed about the income inequality. Anyway, so to get started, this is what I want to say. I have been noticing that because I'm becoming a dad, and based off of the episode of The Office we just watched, picking babysitters is important. And I think everybody has a running list. And I know that I'm not on anybody's list because I ain't never babysat, really.
Well, none of us really got kids either.
I haven't babysat since 2007, and I feel like I'm much more adult now than I was then. In 2007, I was 18.
Yeah,
So
I've only babysat my niece and nephew once.
So I want to tell you guys where the rankings are.
Okay.
The rankings is
Well,
for
out of-
babysitters. out of
you know
the four
this
of
is
the
gonna
three of us.
this is gonna start some fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Out
you're
of
gonna
us.
rank us?
I'm about to rank you guys for babysitting
shit.
possibilities.
I feel like I'm highest on this list.
Bullshit. I feel like
feel
I
like
am too.
Spidey's highest on the list.
All right, so Spidey's highest on the list, but Spidey's not high on the list overall
I feel that.
because Spidey's high overall.
Yeah, your kid will be asleep. I will be smoking drugs.
Yeah, which is fine. I remember growing up and being like, when I discovered what weed was, I was like, oh, so that's what that smell was.
That's what he always smelled like.
You gotta pick her up, and they're like, we infused the milk.
I'm like, you're welcome.
Well, we did figure out that because we're going to be breastfeeding, that technically we can make kitty butter.
Yeah.
Because we'll have milk, so we can turn that into butter. We could maybe do yogurt. What else?
Yeah.
Ice cream?
Maybe
You can't unknow
maybe
that
personal
now.
treats you could enjoy.
Personal treat. I was thinking we could sell it.
There is
You know,
no way she's going to let
If
you sell her
Are you
titty
guys still
butter.
doing the OnlyFans? Because you guys could make $50,000 probably.
Oh, no, we
with
kind of
it.
just let that coast right now, so we're not been big on it. Not a lot of photo shoots
I mean,
happening right now.
if this is a serious idea, I think you could sincerely make a lot of money.
Bodybuilders buy breast milk all the time now.
They
So
do.
I feel-
Yeah.
it's got the good
well,
stuff.
Yeah. Why aren't you in the know about breast milk?
Right.
I'm
I
actually shocked that you weren't.
I
the one
did
that-
not know about that.
Oh, yeah. So
well,
I'm assuming,
let's not just coast past that.
Yeah.
Elaborate. Why?
Yeah, you know, it's got a little human growth hormone in it, right? And if we turn it into butter, I can sell protein butter.
Is this a real thing, or are you just making this up?
I mean,
Well, then I'm
So-
gonna need at least like I'm gonna need some kitty milk then.
You can go to like the same store where you get your protein, and if you look carefully enough, you can find like powdered breast milk or just breast milk.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a
Why?
woman out back
Well,
selling
you're
breast
just a
milk
lady out back with her titties
I mean,
with the
wait,
tap on.
You've had somebody's breast milk. Remember the breast milk lollipops that we were sent? And
Yeah.
I
But
don't know if those were real. Were those
No,
real?
they were just like breast milk flavor. But I did have a girlfriend once who had recently had a kid, and she didn't tell me that.
Oh.
And I was like, "What's this coming out of your boob in my mouth?" And she was like, "Oh, I still have milk." And I was like, "You're gonna have to explain that."
Yeah, elaborate.
And she was like,
What
"Well,
it tastes like?
it wasn't bad. I mean,
Was it sweeter or more bland?
I don't remember. We were
More
doing.
protein? Was it chalky?
Was it more like 2% or vitamin D? Or
Oh, it was definitely full D. Let's be honest. There, yeah, definitely wasn't 2%. No, it was milky. I remember it not being bad. This was also like 2012, so I don't remember that well. But yeah, she had just had a kid and she gave the baby up for adoption. I was like, oh, so she was like, yes, I don't like have a baby or anything. So I was like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. I guess we're just gonna continue what we were doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's gonna go Spidey, and then between Mickey and Pat, I think.
You know what? I think it's gonna be a surprise answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Between Mickey and Pat, I think I would go. Oh, Spidey, and also you're not very high up the list too.
I didn't think I was having
Yeah.
this. You got
This is
family
all
and other
mid-tier
people.
list.
Yeah, there's family, there's other people with kids already. There's
If I had to pick, right, there's an emergency. I run in and I'm like,
Emergency.
one of you guys has got to take the baby. I think I'm instinctually handing the baby to Mickey.
But you know what?
Instinctually.
I'll say this. I think Pat has more babysitting
Yeah, I
experience.
way
than
more
does.
babysitting experience.
It's just, I feel like for whatever reason, Pat's under a microscope from him. We got in the car and he's like riding without the seatbelt. He's like, I put the baby in the seatbelt. I'm like, I know, but
I have
I
Obed
need you to
too.
be okay.
I have Obed too.
That's true. You
Oh,
got help.
yeah.
You got assistance.
I got my parents.
Okay,
They
okay.
raised me in bow.
So I guess
I'm
between-
lower.
Silence.
it would be no, but for real, like I would straight up be conflicted if it was like I don't know, the house is on fire and I have to run back to throw water on the fire. And I'm like, someone's got to hold the baby. I'm looking at both of you,
I
and
wouldn't
I guess
defend it if
honestly,
you chose
whoever
Pat.
puts arms out first is getting her.
You know what? I feel like it depend on if Mickey was super anxious because of the fire going on.
Oh, no,
I don't
no.
think he would even be.
No,
there
Mickey's
for
actually
that.
good in a terrible situation.
Yeah, I
Well,
lock
then if
in.
Pat was just
If-
super anxious
If
during
a high
this fire
stress situation, every high stress situation that I've been in driving, like all of a sudden, I don't know, I lock in.
Yeah.
Like the world slows down, and I'm just like,
nope, I'm giving it to Mickey.
it's like you know, like the in GTA.
Yeah, we get the
Yeah,
turbo with
bullet
the
time.
yeah.
It's like,
Double time.
So
Was that in GTA or was that in Midnight
the-
Club?
no, yeah, when you were driving what's his
Both.
face's car, Franklin's car, because Franklin had
Franklin.
that ability.
Okay.
Anyway, so both of you are on the same rung, but I'm watching.
that's fair.
I'm leaning
fair.
kind of Pat right now. I don't know.
Yeah,
How many people on your list?
yeah. Who's all in the? How about this? Let's have the normies.
Yeah.
Rank the normies list.
Okay, who do you pick between
Yeah, the normies, yeah.
Rana and Navi?
That's a hard one too, because Runna's overly safe, but she will spoil the fuck out of this baby.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I leave the kid with Navi will have her reading textbooks about taxes.
Was it not a good thing?
I need somewhere in between.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your kid doing your fucking taxes for you.
Navi's gonna have the kid being like, I am on point. Come back.
That would be sick if I could manipulate my child into doing my taxes for me, but correctly.
You know what though? Because by the time that
Oh,
happens,
God.
the kid is gonna be able to like take a picture with their phone, which I mean we can now, but yeah, yeah, we're days away from your child being able to do it at age 6.
Yeah.
You know,
Man, you telling me they're gonna make taxes easy one day?
That'd be so
Bro,
dope.
I'm still doing my taxes.
What?
I'm at the point now where I just file for extensions.
What if we had tax reform where it was just like a one-page document, not even double-sided? And you know what's crazy is like we have AI now, and we have what was that? It was around the last election. What was the Columbia thing where they revealed that they have 5,000 data points on all of us?
Yeah, yeah. they
So
did.
then you're tracking me. Why do I
Yeah,
have
you
to do
should
the
just be able to do it.
taxes? Like, just take.
There's some lobbying that happened for H&R Block and all the tax companies that make taxes complicated so that they can make money off of us getting them to do our
course.
taxes.
Had to be.
Which, how upsetting does that make you? I feel like real talk, my tax guy's like, hey, Chris, taxes are a month away. And I'm like, extension! File for extension right now.
Yep.
Well, why do you have to file for extension if someone else does it for you?
I have to give him information
Yeah, I don't.
that I already have. I have to go through like my 4 different bank account dumb shits to see what
Don't you have logins for your? Say, I should take your baby away from you.
What?
I'm
That's a CPA.
I'm getting to the point of adulthood where there's just like an overwhelming amount of things to keep track of now when it comes to taxes. Like I'm so overwhelmed this year, dude. I don't know what I need to give. And like there's so many fucking documents.
I got like 3 businesses, Pat. I got a lot of things to write off, and I have to go through the year and be like, oh, that's this, that's
one
that.
of the tips that I could give you
the
guys.
folly of ambition.
One of the tips I could give you guys is just like, don't do paperless statements, bank statements. I mean, do paper statements, so you always have those statements, and then you save your statements at home, and then they always send you a tax
They
statement.
just print those.
Yeah,
But you guys have bitches going into the fucking computer looking for them.
No.
No,
What
that's
I
not
have
what
to
I
do is
said.
I have to
That's not what I
go
said at all.
download a PDF with all of my expenses from the month, and then I highlight which ones are deductible, and then I add those
Don't
up.
you have a separate business card?
I'm about to do that. Like,
Yeah.
Or you say using separate
about
business
to,
accounts and
I'm
all
about
that?
to start a separate business. account.
So, because I have an OnlyFans and I can write that off, if me and Marquetta talk about OnlyFans in the car, I'm writing off that gas trip. Like, I'm just kind of being like, well, we did have dinner that night, babe, and it was a very nice dinner between the two of us, which strengthened our relationship, which helped us to do that OnlyFans. So that dinner's getting written up. Like, I
how
literally
you
so
do
like almost everything. Like I can't do
and now-
everything, but because I have and then the sauna bus, a whole bunch of other shit too.
Okay, here's a practical question. How do I figure out the square footage of like a specific area in my house? Because I've got an area in my room where I have my computer set up. So, I do work.
You're asking us a geometry question?
I do, yes. I do work from there, and then downstairs I have an area of my house where I record my videos, so I have some area there that I feel
How
like...
big is your bedroom? Just go by the bedroom in your house. That's all it is.
No, don't you know
Not
how to
the whole
calculate
bedroom.
area?
There's like
Isn't it
there's
just
like a
length times
separate...
width?
Yeah,
No,
length
Yeah,
times
length times
width.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
That
length
gives you
times
the,
width.
That gives you the square footage?
Yeah.
How long is
Yo,
it? How wide is it?
what?
It's
Middle is
harder if the room
Seriously?
is like this and you
Oh,
have to do
sick.
each wall, but
And
since
what's-
it's just a
and
part of
what's
your room,
convenient, it's like the same area up and down, so I
Yeah.
just have to measure once.
yeah, there you go.
Look at that. Like, see, you can get length times width. That's what you
Haven't
get
talked
here.
about that
that's
since
that's
the
what you get
old
here.
high school
You mean
days.
since lunch
You
we were getting
didn't
into it
know
over
that?
isosceles?
Did you know that? If you knew, then that's good.
Oh, we're only doing a 1 camera setup today, so we're right down the middle.
that's the hey. If you knew, then that's
Yep.
what it is.
All right, so that's
Sick.
that's the delineation of who's going to be watching whose
Hell
baby.
yeah.
So another historical thing has happened. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I want to put Pat on mild blast here. Pat had a birthday joke. He was asking if it was okay to tell.
Bruh.
Here's the
boy.
thing.
Bruh!
No, listen,
You
here's the
didn't even
thing.
get a chance to read the message yet.
I didn't, but no, here's the thing. You told me
I got
about
a
the
message?
joke.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I think that it is appropriate to ask if it's okay.
I want to hear the joke.
So now we have a chance to talk about it. You don't have to say it if you don't want
Is it
to.
a joke for me?
It's for you and Kia. 'Cause you
Yeah.
guys, so I'll say the joke. So you and Kia had the same birthday, so you guys are birthday twins. So I was like, happy birthday twins. One's got vitiligo, the other one's got vitiligo.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
but-
all right. Pat was like, I don't know how people. I was like, it's gonna probably be
I
fine.
thought you were gonna be like, so your parents were fucking the same day, huh? I'm like, oh well, probably. Didn't
That's
think
all.
about that.
And Pat thought it was gonna be a super like, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Maybe if you want to, yeah. You could have got away with it. I just don't. I don't like when you ask me, then I have to co-sign on it. I feel like if it does go sideways, you're gonna be like, Chris said it was cool, and that'll be it. I'm like,
I got another coworker who I'm their black liaison for
Yeah.
anything that happens and like at North Mass Boulder, and he'll always just come to me like, hey, he's super gay. He's funny. He sounds like who was the lady from White Lotus?
Jennifer Coolidge.
He
Yeah.
literally has her voice down.
Damn,
pat,
okay,
and
bet.
it's great. He's always like, hey, this thing happened. I was like, what? He's like, well, black people. I was like, go on. Like, it's always some little goofy detail. I'm like, nah, dude, you're fine. You acted like a perfect Caucasian. You're flawless, all right?
You don't know what you've done. I was who was I hanging out with? Oh no, fuck. Oh, there it
So
goes.
for me, it was mainly because it was on Slack, and then I didn't want to get suspended from work. You know, it's more of an HR issue.
It wasn't even that deal. Yeah, I think you'd have been fine.
The ladies are all watching right now, like, nope, he's got to
Right.
go. Not dealing with that joke.
At all. All right. So, and I hate to have to talk about it, but we kind of have to mildly talk about it. What? The ex-president has been officially convicted
Ah.
of
Oh, yeah,
30,
they
34 counts.
I have
Man.
been very, very closely following with the Midas Touch.
Are you?
I recommend everybody
shocked?
follow Midas Touch. It's a very, very good independent news channel run by actual lawyers,
Ooh.
not like journalists.
Yeah.
So they don't journalize or sensationalize.
You're just like
it.
the law says.
They just give you straight
I love
data,
that.
and it's a very, very good channel. So no, I'm not surprised. This was an open and shut fucking case. Like it was over before it started. Like
I'm low key was surprised
no, not at
because
all.
like he always got away with so much. He got away with fucking suing the
Yeah.
New York, right? And won that shit. So like I figured he had pull, and plus he was an ex-president, so I figured he had pull, lobbying pull, and all that.
The scary thing is that no matter what happens to him, it's not changing his cult's mind. That's the
Yeah.
that's the only
That's why I
that's
was
the only
surprised.
scary thing about the situation. But like before this case, there was also a civil settlement in the E. Jean Carroll defamation case where he basically owes like $500 million. And he continues to defame her, so she's like filing another lawsuit for another $500 million.
But the thing is that like, so all right, here's what I think is interesting from a historical standpoint. Like, we haven't had a felon president before, and there's a pretty good chance we're gonna get one.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
He's gonna win.
Biden still fucking sucks. But the thing is that maybe because of this, felons will get the freedom to vote again. Because if I'm a felon, I'm
no.
like, he a felon? I can't vote. I've lost my right to vote.
felons
But
are gonna
Not at
believe
all.
in becoming
Dude,
president.
if you guys were following this court trial, like one of the biggest things that like Trump kept saying is just like the courtroom is very cold. It's very
yeah, he's talking about it's a hostile environment.
inhumane conditions, and it's just like it was just funny seeing rich white dudes complain about things that like everyday
Temperature of the room in court.
Yeah.
It just like
Boy, you on
or
trial.
even just it's a very dreary court. It's very depressing in there. It's like, yep, well,
Yeah, it's
you
a-
know,
it's a
people.
courtroom.
It's a courtroom. Yeah, it's not like you're not on a field trip, man.
Not Disneyland, my boy.
I am still hopeful Biden is going to take it just because of how it's not just Trump. It's like the GOP has like eroded. They're literally just fascists, like openly now.
I feel like most of the even Supreme Court and everyone is about the same age as Biden, right? Are they all about the same
No,
age?
actually,
You got a
Supreme Court-
couple,
no,
couple
the
newbies in
Supreme
there?
Court is what scares me.
Yeah.
They're mostly fascist.
That is what scares me. No, it's not all fascists, but the ones that Trump put into power, like they're the guy.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Alito. Alito.
Oh yeah, with the flag situation right now.
The Supreme Court is what terrifies me because they literally by law are untouchable.
They are. They're also they're
we're-
surprisingly young.
We're starting to learn some of the hindsight gaps in the Constitution.
right?
We're like, oh,
Well,
maybe a lifelong
You're right.
seat.
And here's the thing, because they're the highest court in the land. So Justice Alito, he was flying a flag at his house where his wife was. Flying a flag at his house that was like a very ardent Trump-supporting flag, right? And he's supposed to be
Allegedly,
impartial on
in our
shit. So
opinion.
they're like, hey, if you are flying like a pro-Trump flag at your house and Trump is in court right now and it's going to probably get kicked up to the Supreme Court, how do we know that you are going to be unbiased?
He's
but,
not.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the loophole. Is that because there's no higher court than the Supreme Court, they can't answer to anybody.
Yeah.
So he's like, I myself have decided that I am unbiased.
They can be impeached.
How?
No, but
it's
that's
a,
like- that's
it's a
not gonna fuck-
difficult.
yeah.
It's a very difficult process. It's because the fucked up thing is the Democrats asked one of the Democrat Supreme Court justices to meet with them to talk about Alito's behavior, and he declined.
Yeah.
So we're like, what?
Yeah, they literally
why?
they
why does
they
he get
can't
that
be
say?
impeached, but yeah, they're not beholden to anybody.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, like
how
they're
can
like,
it go?
who's going? I'm the top judge in the country.
And Justice
Yeah.
Thomas
kill
is
somebody.
like openly corrupt, and it's just
they-
Supreme Court terrifies.
Do they have to retire or do they have to die?
Die or retire.
I think the Supreme
Where's the
Court,
Boeing hitman at?
Right, you know what I mean? Like,
He's working for Boeing. He's a busy man.
yeah.
probably.
Let's get or we don't need a hitman. Just book him a flight. You know,
Right, there we go. Just two birds, one stone.
just book them a flight to just a regular city.
So
Would it be like?
I do want to say something about Trump, which I this whole trial thing and everything is just giving more exposure because like I'm on like neutral, not left or right winning Instagram posts, and the people in there on a neutral one, is very pro-Trump. Like they all feel like he got cheated.
Yeah, they're
And
in a
they
cult,
haven't been
bro.
able to say why though.
They're
They're like,
in-
"Well,
yeah,
there's
that-
evidence.
This
It
is
doesn't
why you
sound like
guys-
they're very neutral.
I would really highly recommend you guys follow Midas Touch, man. It's really good. Like it's not just like one or two personalities. It's like a bunch of different people, and they post like pretty much all day long. And there's actually I've talked about him before. Adam Mockler. He's from Indiana.
Nice. It's called Mockler.
I would love to get in touch with him, see if he would do an interview with us on the podcast. But yeah, I'm hopeful because like so Libertarian Party, that would really be the ones in the middle. Trump got like viciously booed.
Oh, yeah.
When he went there, like
They're
it
also
was,
wild though.
it
So like it
was-
was wild that I think it means he's like he's
before
kind of
Trump-
waffling. He's like, let me get in with the
before-
libertarians, and they were like, bro, what?
They showed footage that they can't show on like legacy media.
Yeah.
On YouTube, like before Trump came on stage, one of the libertarians, like he was on the mic, he was saying, "I vote that we tell Trump to go fuck himself."
Yeah, dude, it was wild, bro. Because I saw it from the Good Liars. They were there, and it was like the libertarians are like, "Hey, what do you guys want?" They're like, "We're ungovernable," and it's like, guys, you can't say you're ungovernable and also run for fucking office.
Right in front of the government.
Hey,
Like,
so the libertarians are good people?
the free
They're in the
speakers-
middle, right?
It's a complicated ally right now.
When people describe, whenever they
It's an
talk about them,
imperfect ally, as
seems
Dave
like
Chappelle would say.
it seems like a group of vigilantes.
Yeah, they're just Republican light. Libertarians are like this. They're like super positive about freedoms and all this and that, right? But what the libertarians want, at least from the platform that I've heard people talk about, is like
As small of a government as possible.
yeah, the smallest government possible. Yeah, here's the thing.
It
When we
is a
had a
bad
small
thing.
government
It is a bad
before,
thing.
other states, like what they're doing with Roe v. Wade, choose to fucking subjugate other people.
But it's less influence, less lobbying, right?
The only thing we need to do to fix
Damn near anarchy.
politics is to make it an unsexy career.
Right?
Lobbying should be eliminated.
Yep.
Term limits should be initiated.
Yep.
Fucking if your husband or wife works in Wall Street, sorry, you can't be in fucking office.
That's it.
Like
And you get paid $100,000 a year.
There's
That's it.
very simple things that we need to do, but it's just like a government like ours can work if people aren't just there for like the lifelong seat, like that's
And them
all it
dollars.
is.
and them dollars, yeah.
So a smaller government would be good, but imagine that we have a very small federal government, and the only thing they do is run the military or whatever the fucking libertarians want. They also don't want to pay taxes, right? So then it's like, cool, well, who's paying for the roads? And then like some billionaire asshole is like, well, this road's my road, and that road stops there. Like every road would be a toll road or something fucking dumb like that. Like
Wouldn't it be on the state's own, up to their own?
it would,
thing?
but I mean, it would be up to each state. But then
Like,
like if the state decides they can't fund
that's
it.
chaos, man. That'd be like it's basically our version of Brexit. Like,
Yeah, every state would be its own little island that it
every
could do
state
whatever
would
it
just be
wants.
fucking
But
it's already chaos.
When
It's
we pay
already
property
chaos.
tax, doesn't that go towards that shit?
Yeah, that goes towards the school, right? But that's what the state decides, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the states are federally mandated to decide that,
Our
right?
taxes are supposed to go to that shit. It's not going to that shit.
If the federal government, all right, so it means that like, okay, how about this? If there was no if the federal government was smaller, libertarians, I'm coming at your head. I'm sorry. Very technically, some state could be like the age of consent is fucking 10, and the federal government.
They
will be
kind of already doing that with the Republicans. Didn't they
which-
change that to like 12 or 10 recently?
I mean, they're not, but they can't because the federal government won't let them.
The Republicans wanted that bullshit. They changed, like some states.
They wanted kids to be able to work younger. I don't think they were trying to.
I don't know. They said at 12, and I'm like, y'all stupid.
For like being able to work. But like that's it. So like if a
Child
state,
labor, that's fucked
if
up.
a state decides that child labor is at 5, the federal government can't do anything to stop it. And then everyone who lives in that state is like, well, like it's hurting the people that live there. Sure, you could just move to the next state over, but the fuck does that?
I would love just nationwide surveys on something like that. And when you say that, I'm just like, who the fuck?
You
No
know-
state would agree to be like 5-year-olds should start working. But then I'm like, someone has
No,
to.
because
Someone has to
so
think
here's
for that. Like,
I think about that sometimes because every time you hear on the news, it's like the polls say this or the polls say that or the latest.
I didn't
survey.
get one.
Exactly.
Where are the
they're like
polls, bro? Where's mine?
the survey actually says 56% of males. I don't remember
I'm
taking
one of
it.
those
Like,
males. Like, I didn't.
Is it in my junk like trash folder? Like
You
I
just
don't- I
never
don't-
opened it.
I think you get an email, and if you
I
don't
don't
answer
recall.
it, they just auto answer all your shit.
I
for
think
you.
I think you get a call or text, and I think if you don't do that, they just whatever. But going back to the age thing, I think that is a thing because like most of immigrant families that come in here, they're forced to come in here. Their kids are working like you got kids working at meat factories who are like 10 or 12.
That's already
So like
happening.
that's why they wanted to be at 5. So all the
Oh yeah, landscaping.
yeah.
I just can't understand the stupidity of the current Republican Party and the people that still follow it, it's like the corruption is like they're like screaming it into your ear, and they're just like, "Yep, I'm voting." Like
Yeah.
I just don't.
I would like
I
it if-
don't understand it. I really, I made a prediction when these fucking things came out. I was like, this is gonna make us dumber, and I just think that that's
Phones?
Yep,
yeah,
phones.
I was
Just every
like,
day.
I like as soon as I held my first iPhone and knew what it was capable of, I was like, well, this is the end.
I don't disagree.
This
I don't
is-
fully disagree. I think
This is the fucking end.
You can go through your entire life now without having to speak to anybody for anything. Like, you don't have to learn from a person anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to socialize.
And
I can
now-
insult you from halfway around the world, and I have to look on the face.
And
your
now
face when I
fucking
devastate you.
hormonal teenagers on TikTok are like, actually, science is bullshit. It's like actually,
these days.
crystals are actually,
All right, this is a brief side tangent. I need to rant about a mild TikTok thing.
all right.
All right, so I'm working on my little film photography videos, right? But the algorithm's changing, yada yada yada. I got to play with the algorithm, but you also fuck the algorithm. I'm just kind of getting mad. I just want to make my own thing. I don't care anymore. Anyway, I found a video of this dude who had this very meticulous process of taking a picture of someone's car and imprinting it on a little printer and then putting it on that person's car. Very meticulous, like step by step. This guy had very particular moves that he did. I found another video of someone doing the exact same thing as him, point for point. Dude reaches into his camera bag, flips up his camera, flips out his lens, and then connects them together. The guy who remade it did the exact same thing. And as I have started watching more of those, I've been finding more of them. It's like,
It's a trend.
while it is a trend, and while the algorithm is pushing those things and they're doing good, it's like people doing exactly what someone else is doing. It'd be like if
Yes,
someone
that's how it
did our
is.
reaction, but they said the exact words we said at the
I
exact same
noticed
time.
the exact same thing with like independent singers where you can't tell if it's entirely a joke or not. Like I saw one person and he's like a semi-serious artist.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it was a very like unique personality, right?
Yeah.
I saw it, I liked it because I was like, this is interesting. And then several artists that had the same look, vibe.
You're like, what's
lyrics.
happening?
Yeah, it seems like it's like a. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
it was like the exact same thing, but a different person.
I was talking to one of Bria's cousins, and he's got like 10,000 something subscribers on TikTok.
Yeah.
We were like, how? Because he doesn't seem like the type of person to even use TikTok. And we were like, how? He's like, I just get on there, I see something that other people are doing, and he said I click on trending, and I make that exact same video.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah, that's
it. And I
pretty
was
much-
like, I hate TikTok, to be honest.
I
I
don't want it to
use
go
it,
away,
bro.
but I do hate like it's
I don't use it. They have come out with the most effective algorithm that you can do, which I mean, that's cool.
If
But I
Facebook
don't need
wasn't being run by people that are interested in like manipulating and suppressing information, I would
You just
fuck,
go back.
I'd fuck with Instagram more. You know?
Oh
It
yeah.
is-
Oh
it is-
god.
it is-
Instagram is with their AI thing now. They're just gonna be
It
stealing
is-
your work.
But it is way easier to grow on TikTok for sure.
Yeah.
But they also don't pay for shit.
Not at all.
Like there was a influencer who was it? But he was showing his numbers and he has like 10 million followers.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he showed how much he made like last month and it was like $9 because all of his videos is like flagged for unoriginal content, but it's literally him just talking. Like it can't be any more original. So it's like there is corruption in TikTok where they just don't pay you.
So here's
they just
what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a pull towards like it's making me want to be more of an artist. It's making me want to do more unique shit. I'll follow the algorithm occasionally to like get more of an audience to my thing, but like I'm not chasing this shit. I can't. It like seeing 4 of the same video in a row by different people made me sad in a way that I wasn't prepared. I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. Maybe I could try that, and maybe I could do this or that. And then watch 4 more of them. And I was like, I hate the idea now. I don't like that. I don't like
think
that. That's it.
That's what I like about YouTube is because it's been here for so long that it kind of retains its vibe. Like it's worth chasing numbers on YouTube because it doesn't feel stressful.
I watched a 40-minute video of a dude making a boat out of Jeff Bezos' face, and it was great. And it was all anti-capitalism the whole time. And I was like, yes, weird shit. Oh,
Yeah, like
That's true.
like chasing numbers on Instagram or TikTok, it is extremely stressful because like something will work and then you do it again and it bombs and you're like, what do you want from me?
What do you want? Right? You're like, it's almost like a religion because you're like pleading to the algorithm. You're like, God, I think I know what you want.
Yeah.
Because that's what you wanted yesterday.
Yeah.
I did the same thing
It
today. You
popped
didn't
off.
like it.
It
And like,
popped off.
just tell me what I need to fucking do.
I even experimented one time. I waited till a video popped off, and I waited like a week, and I uploaded the exact same video. Bombed. Like, what do you want?
They said, I want you to keep guessing.
Get it?
How does the Wakey Eggs and Bakey girl do it?
Well, I don't know.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know the wiki.
There's
this
this video that got big, like I forget when, but this girl's like she looks real sweet and innocent, little white girl looking in the mirror, and she's like, "It's time to wake up," and then she gets this heavy metal, "Wake up, bitch!"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Bro, it goes hard as fuck. I looked at her Instagram. It is that same video over and over for I want to say over a year, but it's like day 400 of me doing this, and it's for her to do it like every day. You
Those
know?
catch
And
on.
it's like, wow. So you can wake up every morning to hear this girl do it on the current day that you're doing it in. But like, how the fuck is that still going? It's over a year's worth of
Right?
videos.
It doesn't get stale.
And it's the exact same
If
video.
it works, dude.
I don't even think she's like. I think she's just re-uploading.
Look at the
She's not
fucking
Probably.
the Chick-fil-A girl. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
No Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh yeah, that girl.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
ta- and now she's on like podcasts and shit. So like
Yeah.
it's really just the luck of the draw.
I fuck with it with memes. It's wild that we're doing it and thank God and it's working. But like if right now I had to wade the waters and figure it out again,
No.
I'd be like, I think I can.
I feel like
I
it's
think I can try long enough. I think that's what'll get you. If you can try for a year, maybe you'll find something that works. But
I mean, there's new people popping up every single day. So like, if anybody wanted to get into like YouTube and stuff, it's still possible to make it. But I think that it's so saturated in every niche now that it's like way harder today.
Yeah.
There's a lot more competition today, but that doesn't mean that it's like impossible. It's still just the mercy of the algorithm. You're not necessarily competing against people. It's always
it's just
it's
you're doing it
always
for the bot.
It's always the algorithm, dude.
Before we move on, I do want to say that
speaking
of content, our sorry video has 273,000 views.
Hell,
How are people
It
still
is
watching it?
the most successful
yeah.
standalone skit we've ever made.
because it's an apology video.
It was so simple.
It's an okie doke. It's a gotcha.
It's a gotcha.
My cousin
We-
brought that to my attention the other day. We're getting together to see my grandma for some reason. She's about to have surgery. She's fine. Literally was just like, yeah, man, I watched you guys' apology video, and like we were all concerned. I was trying to see what happened. I was like, oh no.
It turns out
Sorry.
we found a fake. So this is going to be a badge of honor I'm going to wear forever. But there's
yeah.
a big asterisk next to it, which is people thought we fucking bombed them all. So
yeah.
all right, you guys want to answer some advice?
Yeah.
This is hold on. That's the
Wait, are
wrong
we gonna go
Playboy.
into advice and then into the movie?
No, we'll have the break to push everything and promote stuff, and then we'll talk about the movie. And I'll tell you guys what the movies are for the rest of the month as a reminder.
But okay. No, I have something to say.
Oh, about the movies?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll wait.
Just remind me.
Okay, remind you. Everybody, we're reminding Mickey.
I remember.
All right, so I've got a few things to ask you guys advice on. This is from the Playboy Advisor column,
2008.
2008. Hold on, I can tell you what month.
We'll assume pre-crash. Things are good. Playboys are still popping.
What page am I on?
Life is good. Boobies.
Boobies.
You know,
Love boobs.
I'm on page 40. Give me a second to go to the front. It's January 2008. We've got, what's this lady's name? Adrian Curry. Adrian Curry? Adriana Curry.
Adriana Curry.
Yeah, she's on the cover. Adriana Curry.
Okay.
I think you guys kind of remember this lady.
Send me the name. Just asking for a friend.
And it's got some stuff about Mike Tyson in here. All right, back to page 40 for some advice. We're gonna be zoom in. How do
Wait,
The
you can
Playboy Advisor.
digitally view Playboys?
guys? I paid $8 a month for this.
Wait, is that like your reference for inspiration, like for boudoirs and stuff?
I was for a while. As a brief aside, I've kind of gotten away from. I'm still doing boudoir for friends, like when they ask for it, but I don't like posting it. It's very male gazy, and I'm kind of moving away from that. I got a couple of books
not
about
very
nude
male
photography that women shot to kind of get away from the male gaze to kind of see like how women are shooting it.
I think we should start calling the male stare.
The male stare, because when I say the male gaze, you think of like,
The gaze.
hey boys, what up?
Yeah.
We're at the Metro tonight.
There was actually a joke where it was a Stitch video where a woman was like, we don't dress for the male gaze, and then the guy comes in and he's like, now hang on, I can understand you guys not dressing for the male straights, but you're definitely. I thought
you are dressed. Yeah.
I thought the male gays were allies.
But yeah, so I've gotten away from that. I got a plan to wrap up the whole quilt situation, and I'm shooting some nudes, but I'm trying to do like artistic old style nudes. I'd have to show up to you. But the point is that like I'm getting away from the boudoir stuff, but I was using Playboy as inspiration for that.
Do you want to start doing boudoir stuff? Get the female gaze.
Yeah, I think I want to try because I don't know how, but I still don't know how.
I got an idea for your next quilt.
Oh my! I think I'm done with those forever, but I'll hear this idea.
It could be the same concept.
Yeah.
But the camera is like a 360 camera, like
Yeah.
just to distort it. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
If it's a
like,
360 camera, what's gonna be? It is gonna be someone's genitals here, and in my face on the other side, being like,
I mean,
That would actually be funny. That would be hilarious.
if you want to see me look exhausted in front of a bunch of naked people, because that's mostly it. Like, all right, let's get this done.
12 patches of just the facial expressions of Chris going through this.
All right.
We could also do a calendar.
Oh, a whole calendar. I have enough for so that I did take enough photos of all the people that I could do either another nipple one or another booty one or another. I got all of the everythings. I could do everything. I could do an everything quilt.
You should take all of those and edit them into anime and make them look like anime butts.
Ooh, I don't even know. Here's our advice portion. We're on to the. All right. When my best friend, this is 2008, January.
2008.
When my best friend and her baby come to my house, she sometimes takes a nursing break in the living room. This makes my boyfriend uncomfortable, even though my friend does her best to shield the view. I was wondering if the advisor thinks my friend is committing a faux pas or is my boyfriend being too traditional.
What's faux pas?
It's like a social thing you don't want to do.
Yeah.
No,
the kid's supposed to just not eat. What do you want?
like I mean, yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a faux pas.
Yeah.
man.
Or okay, maybe
Hold on, the lady's doing a faux pas?
no,
Okay.
the guy.
The guy, yeah, he's being too
Right.
traditional.
But okay, let me. I think the guy's in the wrong, but let me play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Okay, let me try to empathize with the guy. Maybe he's coming from a thing of like, could you do it in a different room because the living room is like a common space, and I just want to be in my living room.
Okay.
Actually, I've known growing up, like my mom's friends or just anyone who had a kid who would just leave the room to go and breastfeed. Like, I mean,
they're not just doing it in front of the dinner table.
but if she's gonna do it right in front of you, also, that's a close friend. Like, she feels
Yeah,
very comfortable around
I would
you.
imagine.
Oh
you know,
man.
But I would have that question. I was like, hey, if it makes me uncomfortable, could you do it in the other room at my house?
I'm gonna
Is that
need you
what
guys
it
to
is?
figure out if it makes you uncomfortable or not. Cause
Me personally, I don't
Marquetta's
care, man.
wildly European, and nipples are
just
for
pop
feeding
it out.
babies. So there is a non-zero chance. Though she won't do it on the channel because she knows that YouTube hates it. But no, Marquetta's a European. For them, it's like,
So
no,
even- so
like I'm
even
gonna
like-
feed the baby at the table. Why would I? The baby's hungry. I'm hungry. The food's here. This is food. I'm
Well,
feeding the
I
baby.
guess it makes sense if it's at your own house, but if you go into someone else's house, don't you want to check what their house rules are?
Yeah, but the girlfriend or the main girl
yeah.
here, she says like
Yeah,
she's
they're
like
not hanging
she's
out
cool.
with the guy. It's like the girl's hanging out. The guy's
Right.
just
Yeah.
kind of
She's
he's
just-
just kind of
yeah,
there.
it's-
You know?
and
At someone
the
else's
best friend.
house, yeah, you wanna be respectful, but in a common space like
Like,
here
I feel
at the
like if
office-
it's your house, you can do whatever. But like, if I was going to a dinner party and if, my friend, she just whips it out and starts feeding her kid at the dinner
Well-
where everyone's eating, that's probably rude.
what if she had a
Well-
very classy dress down and kind of just like
You know what? Women don't breastfeed for the male gaze.
they definitely do not.
No, not at
I guess
all.
the question is this: if there was a fancy, I feel like the only reason why I think we should buck against the system is because it's just a fucking nipple.
It is.
Like if I'm at your dinner party and I also happen to have, if I was, in fact, I know plenty. Back to the male gaze. I got a couple of gay friends that will show up to your dinner party looking fresh as fuck with a fishnet shirt on, chained out, and you'll be able to see their nipples. And like they can still be fancy with it. Like it's just a fucking nipple, and the kid needs to be fed. I mean, sure, if everyone's uncomfortable, leave. This, I wanted to ask this question because I used to work at that fireworks shop, and there was this lady who worked there. She was the boss's niece. She had a kid, and she would breastfeed next to the printer. And every time I would come up into the office where the printer is at to print some shit, she'd be like, oh my God. And I'm just like, yo, there's the one room in the building without a lock on the door. If you don't want me to see your nipple, stop being next to the printer.
yeah.
I'm not knocking. It's my office too. That's where the printer's
This
at.
is why you can't just like take things away. Okay, religion has erased the nipple, and you're right. Nipples aren't a big deal, but hundreds of years of nipple deniance.
Just nipple shade.
And now
daily.
we're
Someone at the door like,
now we're all just crazy about nipples. It's like,
Yeah.
you made us,
I
you made
also don't
us-
get why men could have nipples on TV and women can't. That's just dumb
Yeah,
shit.
and
It's because dudes are
dude
weird.
nipples aren't even hot.
And don't know what to do with their boner sometimes.
You're right. Like
Which is probably that whole situation. He's like, I just don't know what to do with my boner whenever she whips it out and starts feeding this kid. I just really.
But how do you get that?
wanna
That's
get
that's
on
a different
his
story.
tits.
Like maybe then
he's waiting next in line. He's got his cup
Yeah,
out.
right.
He's just sitting there like with his mug. Like,
Got a bib on that says "Me want." He's got milk straight. All right. This one's a weird one. The other day, my wife was telling me that she has a somewhat guilty personality that often leads to her doing things just to make other people happy. When I jokingly asked, "So you'd cheat on me if the guy guilted you into it?" She replied quite seriously, "I probably could." I glared at her and told her I found that response disturbing. She said I was misunderstood. To clarify things, I asked, if we lived next door to a single guy who made you feel guilty because you wouldn't have sex with him, would you give in and make him happy? And she said, I'm not in that situation, so don't worry about it. We left it there. But I still feel uneasy. It's not like I think it will happen, but I could have done without hearing the deadpan response.
Yeah, no, that conversation's not over.
that's a red flag,
Yeah,
my
but
boy.
I never knew that was a thing. Like guilty. What? Do you see the called?
That's some shit she made up so she can cheat on him later and be
Right?
like, no,
Either
it
that or she
wasn't
needs a
me.
therapist now. Like, hold on, if I guilt you into stabbing me, you'll do it?
Right? Or
Right.
stabbing someone else. You know what? That dude who killed that girl's parents after dating for not very long that just got out of prison,
Mm-hmm.
Her parents guilt tripped her a lot.
he got guilted into
Interesting.
killing her parents. Her mom, at least.
Interesting.
I don't know, man. That's definitely not for me. She'd have been broken up with.
Yeah.
Possibly-
That's a-
Well, no, what's the advice to homie? What advice are we giving this young
Break
man?
up with her, bro. That's a red flag. Get
That's
out
his
of there.
wife. It's too late. I feel like he
No.
should have found this out during
You gotta
date there.
get that
I
divorce,
feel
my boy.
like my advice would be push for a further conversation because that's what, huh?
Yeah.
Say come again.
No, because your answer already being, well, I'm not in that situation, just means that this is some practice shit that you be doing. Like,
Mm,
I'm not here just waiting for you to get into the situation.
If there's
I
no
got the
kid,
advice.
DIVORCE.
My advice is this. You get one of your homies and be like, hey, bro, what I need from you is every single day you see my wife, every single day, I need you to kind of bother her about having sex with you.
Ooh, with
I need you to
with
wait a
little-
month.
with a little spy button camera.
Oh, no, I don't even need a spy button camera. I just need him to be like, yeah, I fucked your wife. Like, cool, divorce. Ha ha!
No. Oh,
Or-
like actually do
or-
it.
Obviously, they gonna actually do
I was
it.
gonna say gather evidence. Be James Bond. Call a lawyer. You're gonna need that shit. The
I won't need a
burden.
lawyer. I'll have my homie show up.
Right, and
Yeah.
you get that, then you win the settlement too.
or have
burden
the
of proof.
homie guilt her about
Ooh.
not having sex with you.
Oh.
Turn it back on her.
Oh,
Yeah,
Spidey's playing 5D chess here.
You can keep the relationship and satisfy this weird boner she has about lying about whatever the fuck she's doing.
And
Basically.
quick shout out to Ambi the Bambi. Just gifted 5 subs.
Yo,
Hey,
thank
Ambi the
you.
Bambi.
Ambi the Bambi. Let's go. Oh, everybody's here now. What up? Can you finesse? Everybody, Faded Epitaph,
Yeah, we
Eli.
got
Woo.
32
What
people,
up?
dude. Hell yeah.
Right, we got a few
The
more
podcast
pieces of
is still
advice
growing, dude.
before we get out of here, or before we talk about the movie, which is it's a good old sad movie.
Yeah.
Fucked up movie.
Ooh.
That movie.
All right, a fun fact: I didn't get a chance to read all these advices because I just downloaded this app. Anyway, I don't even know if I want to read this. I'm trying
Sure,
to
you just
pre-read this.
downloaded the
I know,
Playboy
so,
magazine.
right. What? No, I just been buying. They're like $4 on eBay. I'd rather have a physical copy.
Yeah. Wait, so you have like a vinyl collection for Playboys?
Huh?
You have like a vinyl
He's
collection
got like
for
3 of them.
Playboys?
I got like
of them.
I got like maybe 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Which ones? Do you remember them all?
I got. I wanted the one from. I got the one with
You
Carissa
got
Carpenter on it.
China.
Mm-hmm.
No. I didn't get it. I don't want any like of the super famous. I just want like some of the old stuff because they had to shoot on film
okay.
back then.
You want
so,
that?
like,
You want the underground?
Yeah.
You want the underground? Playboy.
they shot on film, and I don't know. I dig the old school aesthetic. I should get the one with Stacey Dash since I hate her so much.
Stacey Dash.
God,
I feel like I
yes.
know that name.
You do
Oh, man.
from
I
Clueless.
thought you said.
Oh,
Stacey's
she is
dad.
fine.
Yeah, she is like borderline anti-black.
What do you mean?
She
She's
doesn't-
black.
She doesn't claim black people.
She damn near don't claim, but she damn near Bill Cosby dog.
Well, she played Clueless. I could see why she's playing
What?
like that.
Clueless was a great movie. Paul Rudd's in it. He's not racist.
That is true.
All right. I don't see why women who want sex more than their hubbies don't recognize the obvious. If your man wants it from you only once a month, he's cheating on you.
Yeah.
Girl, that's not a question. Why are you're
That
posing a
was it?
statement?
Was
Not
that it for
necessarily.
advice, or she's just
That's for advice. Here's what Playboy says back before we give her our answers. On the contrary, a cheater usually steps it up in the bedroom, partly out of guilt and partly because he doesn't want his wife to think he's getting it anywhere else.
Yeah.
The sudden change of habits is often what first makes the wife suspicious. In addition, as a general rule, the more sex you're having, the more sex you want.
Maybe his dick isn't working and he's like, I'm embarrassed.
That's what I'm thinking.
Could be kind of
You know?
sad. But
What if
I
he's
feel
just
like- okay.
tired about it?
I know a lot of guys are capable of cheating just whenever they want, but I feel like some women give some men way too much credit for being able to cheat. It's
Right?
Like, it's like that movie Hall Pass, you know?
Oh,
It's
that
like,
was a great movie.
It's like, just because I got it doesn't mean I'm going to be able to do anything
Yeah.
with it. It's like, oh, I'm going to give it a try. But
oh, and for the last question before we finish this one, I found one from somebody from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, we
Hell
gotta do
yeah.
that
So
one.
we're not.
Let's
All right,
go.
but
Which one
What
is
is
this? Because
their
it might
first
be
and
mine.
last name?
not from
go.
2008. Mate, all right, if it's Pat, we're gonna find out. I think she's wrong. I think it could be some ED issues. It could be a lot of things. In 2020, I was super sad and I didn't have much of a libido going. But there's plenty of ways to work it out. Also, you can do lesbian sex with your wife.
now,
It doesn't have to be hard.
Now, if there's
have sex.
context about
Fun
his
fact.
personality that like he's kind of a shitty dude, like I mean, it makes me wonder why you're just immediately jumping to that. There must
Whoever said
there
that
must
has been
be
cheated
a
on.
reason, but like it's
She
not,
was cheated on.
It's not good to Probably.
without
It's
doubt.
not good to assume those kinds of things because like that can like set into your mind whether it's true or not, and then it's like your your feelings might change irreparably. you know?
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like any of those, like if your man is out at 2 a.m. and his phone ain't working, he's fucking somebody else. No, he just drunk and he didn't bring a phone charger with him.
Yeah.
That could also be the case.
Yeah.
It's that meme. I bet he's thinking of other women and the dude's over here thinking about Warhammer and shit.
Or just with the boys doing a silly stunt,
All right. Here's our last.
silly goosing with
And
the
let
boys.
me know if you guys like this section because I like answering these old questions.
I think it's fun.
Sometimes they're timely. Sometimes in the past it's like, I don't know if we should be in the Iraq War. And the other ones are like, we should definitely do the Iraq War. But we have like I'm sure if I go through all of 2008,
Haven't you
one of them
heard
will
about
be.
the weapons of mass
Right?
destruction?
If we go through all of 2008, we might find one about the housing crash. And it'll be like, it's all blown out of proportion. Anyway, a reader wrote in September to say she believes more girlfriends and wives are finding themselves unsatisfied sexually. Hold on, I have
What
to.
was the name
I
again?
believe
Ariba? I think I know her from Ariba in Indianapolis.
A reader.
Oh.
Damn, just put her on blast then.
Ariba, you are called the fuck out. God, come on. Okay. This app isn't super great. Because the world is changing and women growing power has emasculated men. In reply, you invited a few of these exhausted men to explain themselves. I'm one of those men, as are a number of my friends. One in particular used to be a wild man, but years of marital training, martial training under a demanding wife have diminished him. I wonder if this explains why our wives more often initiate sex. I am much more sedated than when my wife and I met because it keeps the peace. So this motherfucker is essentially saying,
He said, if
I don't
I didn't
get the
have my
question.
wife, I'd be going absolutely wild. And I think that without my wife,
so in
Yeah,
a
this
previous,
is, again, that male fantasy of like, if I was single right
right?
now, like-
Sometimes you just get old and
Well, I
you
think
want
so.
sex. Look,
There is a phenomenon where, like, when you're in a relationship, you seem to get more female attention because
Oh, yeah, 100%.
because you're in a
seems safe.
relationship, so you don't give a shit. So you're like, and that's attractive when you don't give a shit.
It's easier to talk to people.
You know,
when you're not
but then
worried
when you're
about-
single, it goes away, and you're like, no, what happened? What, like,
I need this.
was it me? Was it?
I have this random what is it called? It's just a fear.
All right.
I have this random fear that whenever I talk to a girl that she thinks I'm hitting on them, or like they'll think I'm hitting on them, like unless Bree is with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then I'm like, I'm fine. It's no problem at all.
Yeah,
But, like,
no,
even
I
any
get
kind of
that, too.
conversation, I'm just like, oh god, I hope she doesn't think.
So all right. So this is the thesis of this is that previously a woman wrote in and said that women are unsatisfied sexually, and she thinks it's because more women are like working in the job force, and that's emasculating men. This guy says essentially that like his buddy, his friend, lived under a very demanding wife, and that ruined their sex life. And he's saying that. Actually, he didn't say about himself, so maybe he is his friend, Mr. WB from Indianapolis. But he's saying that like back when he was with his wife, when they first got together, he had it all. But I think it's just like you kind of, if you're with somebody for a long time, maybe you're getting a little comfortable. Maybe you need to switch things up, spice things up, do things, try more.
But
Like
also,
there are,
like there's also biological changes in your body. Like for
Yeah.
some people, their libido just drops, and it's like sex is not as important for people in their older age.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't.
I
also
hope
drop
I
when
want,
you're-
dude. I want to be fucking into my 80s. Hopefully. Like,
Yeah, you gotta keep it up.
I was thinking, doesn't it drop when like there's something that changes also when you get into a relationship. Not exactly like your libido, but it's where you're not worried about trying to impress
yeah.
so many other people, or like you're a little more unhinged, I guess, which might be the same thing where it's just like, yeah, I feel more
There's-
comfortable talking to
It's
people.
relationship confidence.
Yeah,
you know?
relationship confidence.
Yeah.
That's what it
If
is.
you don't love me, someone does. Right? Yeah.
Because when you're
That's
single and
funny.
you're talking to a woman, there's some part of your brain that's like, I hope this works out and goes somewhere.
My confidence is in your hands.
Yeah.
Please be gentle.
I hope this goes somewhere. Am I doing good?
Yeah.
Am I conversing well?
I think the dude, I think he needs to go. You know what? They have sex therapists now. I don't know if they had them back in 2008.
They did.
Yeah.
There was that one old chick on TV.
Oh, Dr. Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can. She's.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, she was an old lady. I also think this might be wrong, but I think she was a fucking sniper in the Israeli army or some shit like that.
yeah.
Dog.
Bro?
Pretty sick.
Yeah, she's like a sniper and a sex ed grandma.
They need to go see the grapefruit lady.
Oh, great! Yeah,
Man.
There's a lot of things. I feel like also like women. This is something that my mom told me a long time ago when I was a young man. She was like, women. I was like 18 or something. She was like, women sexually mature later than men usually do. So she was like, like when you're fucking 40, who knows how you'll feel. I think I had a girlfriend at the time. I was probably being told off about something specifically, but this part stuck, and I was like, I don't see that. But if you think about it, like cougars are a thing for a reason, right? Like older women don't be exactly sometimes getting it from older men. There is a dearth out there, but there's also older men tend to be going for younger chicks because like it's this whole like like oh well they still look good, but I mean look old bros look good too. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I want to date a cougar, dude.
Yeah.
I need to go find a cougar. Where do they hang out?
Bro, Carmel.
No, I don't want to date a caramel cougar.
What?
Wait a minute now.
What do you mean?
That's
Well,
a sugar mama off top.
Yeah,
Right?
she's gonna
I-
pay for your meals. She's gonna pay for your drinks.
I don't need a
She's gonna pay for
They
your
call them
Uber
sugar
ride.
mamas 'cause it's sweet.
Wait.
Sugar mama. I just
Most
need a
people don't need a sugar parent. Boy, if I find a sugar mama, Bree is in for me to get a sugar mama. Like that's going down.
I can see Josh as a pool boy. You almost you got the abs now
exactly
too, right?
what she would want. I just need someone to clean my pool. I
that's
got
what-
you.
And
okay.
maybe knock the dust off of it twice
Every
a
once
month.
in a while. I just got to be half naked whenever I'm there.
Then
Fuck it.
I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm taking next summer off. And I'm gonna try pool cleaning for
Bro, do
Okay.
it.
for a season.
And
I'm
Nikki,
gonna.
you might be tempted to get the abs. Let me tell you this. Dad bods, you hear me?
Nah, dude, Cabana Boy didn't have abs.
Yeah.
Remember Cabana Boy?
No.
Mad TV.
Cabana boy.
Cabana Boy. Really?
Would you say
That
Cabana
was,
boy a few
Brian,
more times?
Brian
Maybe that's
Callahan's like a recurring character. One of his.
Oh man.
Brian Callahan.
Woo.
Yeah, dude, he was.
Wow.
He was. I feel
Breaking
like
Bad with Brian Callahan?
no. There's no Brian Callahan in Breaking Bad, man.
It's you're thinking of Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
All right, we got some things to pitch and post and talk about before we get into talking about this very sad movie. First off, the Carousel. The Carousel is an ongoing project. It is the Normies doing a radio play. It is full of action, full of voice acting, full of some cool stunts and fun things to listen to. We're going to be sending
Voice
out
acted by everybody in house.
everybody in house. We're going to be sending out, and actually, I think Calvin from Blind Wave also did a part in there too.
Nice.
So we're going to be sending out some little teasers, some listening tos. We're going to be doing a couple of focus groups. So if you guys are interested in that, head over to the Discord, maybe mention it a few times so that way we can find y'all when we're doing this. And it's going to be coming up soon.
One more thing.
Yeah.
When we were at NormieCon and we had everyone scream randomly, was that for this? Was that for Carousel?
9.
It was just in case.
9.
Okay, I was like, what?
I don't know what I'm going to use. I don't even know where it's at, if I'm being honest.
Just in case.
Yeah, because like we do horror movies sometimes. I was like, I never know what we might
Right,
need a bunch
yeah.
of screams for.
Right.
Okay.
But we have them.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember.
Do we have them?
I remember.
I have no idea. I was just
I'm
like,
mad that you
man,
asked me that on the podcast because now I'm sitting here sweating.
I remember.
I thought it was
I
shit
forgot-
Carousel.
I
Like
forgot
something
we
to be,
even
I don't know. I
did
thought
that.
something was being destroyed or
We delete
falling
that
on
shit?
people.
We didn't even have
Or
Carousel
was
on my
it
name.
a longer time ago for the horror movie? No.
No, I'm saying,
No,
but
it
no,
was
I'm
at
just saying we
NormieCon.
do because I've written I've had an idea for a horror movie part 2. Also, we made a horror movie. You guys should go see that. It's called Burden of Influence. Pat's the monster.
Oh, wow.
It's great. I promise it is actually good. I don't care what nobody says. I stand on that shit.
I thought it was fun, man.
It was a good time, man. It was fun.
to shoot.
It's a fun watch.
You guys would have to like it. It's fine. Anyway,
what was that place called? Because those were some cozy cabins. I kind of want to just go back there. That fire
Lindell,
pit was-
Indiana, or
that
something like
fire
that.
pit
It
was
was
so
Linton.
sick, dude.
Linton, because it was a
I
sundown.
want
town.
to. I want to grab a bag of some legal weed.
Yeah, Delta 8.
Yeah.
All right,
Drug dealers got Delta 8.
Mickey, what are you pushing? You got something to push. You got something to tell people about.
We're pushing this.
Pushing it.
All right, me and Spidey are cooking something up.
Huh.
And you 19, damn, we went from 32 to 19. All right, well, you 19 are going to be the first to know about it, okay?
Yup.
You might find you're already subscribed to this channel because we're transforming our backup channel into a different channel. You can go to youtube.com/@normiesAfterDork.
After dork.
DORK. Click it. It's a channel with no videos on there right now, but you'll see some channel artwork. And we'll keep it vague. Me and Spidey are cooking something up. It's a new channel with a new style of content, and we're gonna be launching June.
June. Everyone keeps saying
June
January.
11th.
Oh, June 11th. That's right.
Yeah, June 11th. The other killer.
June 11th. So in 11 days, something new comes
that
your
works?
way. Okay. It'll be a 1
10 days.
video per week channel, and it's gonna be a good time. So go if you're not subscribed to it already, because some people may have already been subscribed to the secondary channel, but go check that out. And we'll see you in 11 days.
I'm actually super excited for
We'll
this.
see you in 11 days.
I am too. I promise you guys, I have watched at least maybe 3 of the different videos, just like 2 of them that Mickey's edited, and 1 of them multiple times. Yeah. And I'm like, yo.
Is it Ash and Avery?
Yeah, dog. I'm just like, this shit is so funny.
That shit is so. Well, we let the cat out of the bag a little bit. There you go. That's one clue. 90 Day Fiance.
We dropped down to 18 people for that, though, so maybe the one
Damn
person
you
didn't hear.
guys.
All right,
Well,
so we're
damn
going
that
to talk
one
about
person,
today's
dude.
movie, and I get why people are leaving the chat in droves. Today's movie is Zone of Interest. It is a 2020... Yeah?
No, continue.
It's a 2000... We do have to remind Mickey. They were supposed to remind him about something.
I know what he was going to
Okay.
say, actually.
Zone of Interest is a 2023 historical drama film written and directed by Jonathan Glazer, co-produced among the UK and the United States and Poland, loosely based on a 2014 novel by Martin Amis that focuses on the life of Auschwitz commander Rudolf Haas and his wife Hedwig, who live with their family in a home in the Zone of Interest next to the
owl-looking ass
concentration
bitch.
camp.
Look at that bitch.
So
here's
what did you want to say?
I wanted to say that, hey, man, we went from drug addiction to the Holocaust. Can I request some levity?
Well, guess
next
what?
one-
Next one is called Bottoms, and you're gonna love
Yeah, I
it.
was going to say, the next one I've been told
Is it a levity movie?
It's
happy.
funny as fuck.
Okay, good, because
And guess what? The rest of them are
I'm
too.
depressed, man.
I would like to apologize. We're not doing drug movies anymore. Okay, but
Yeah,
this
we should-
one,
No, this
was god awful. Like, I hated it.
It was a great film.
It was
yeah,
the-
it's one of the best movies I'll never watch again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that shit
yeah.
again.
It was the building of everything for me, with the camera being so far back and me feeling like we're like in the garden looking at this shit happen, and then
Yeah.
watching this lady walk from one end to the next. I'm like, how big is that building
Oh,
behind
it's
them?
huge.
And why it's the sound, like
They won
Yeah.
sound design.
hearing
This wasn't
everything.
this wasn't Ari Aster, was it?
I thought
No,
it was A24, wasn't it?
it was
was
produced
A24.
by A24, but it was directed by
'Cause,
Jonathan Glazer.
Because the way Ari Aster shot Hereditary was also a use of a lot of wide-angle lenses. So I was reading a little bit about like the particular choices they made in this film, and you're right. The use of the wide-angle lens is to make us feel very disconnected,
It was wild.
and
That's
and
scary,
kind of
dude.
seem. It's a great way to make these figures seem like they're kind of far away and like untouchable. It kind of, but also makes you feel like it's kind of a voyeur thing where you're kind of peering into their lives,
Mhm.
and also never showing the Holocaust, but just doing it through sound design.
because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't need to see it, but
They-
like honestly, hearing it is almost worse. But I think also not choosing to show it puts you into the Nazi family's mind, into how just like trivial it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
How-
we're not doing anything evil. It's
They-
just happening over there.
They don't even discuss it. Like, besides the dad who's like in the military, the family at no point discusses what's going on. Like,
No.
it's just they're just talking about their lives and their clothes and their material
These are the
things.
flowers.
And so it's just like this trivial thing that isn't even like a thought on their mind. There's like children screaming, and it's just not even. It's not. They're not even phased by it. Like,
So I do want to go around and get everyone's general opinion about the movie before we talk about specifics. But I do want to say that they won Best Foreign Language Film, and my bad, that was at the AARP Movies and Grown Ups Awards. What the fuck? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Grown-ups?
For the Academy Awards, they won Best Sound Design, Best International Film Feature and Best Adapted Screenplay. But obviously they won Best Sound Design because, I mean,
That was wild.
you heard it. So
It's unforgettable.
why don't you tell me, Pat, how did you feel about it? And then, Spidey, you'll tell me how you felt about it, and then I'll say my thing. And then we'll talk about some specifics.
I really hated this movie.
Why?
Because it made me angry the whole time. I don't like watching movies that, listen, when we watch shit, it's trying to escape. And like Up made me sad. Didn't care for it. This, hate, I was just angry throughout the whole time. And what's even more angering about it is like, it's happening again. And like nobody fucking learned a lesson. And people have watched this movie or like seen this movie or heard about this, so we're doing it again. And it just keeps going around. And just like the nonchalantness, like, because they're like, I was on Instagram the other day, and there's like Israeli TikTok girls out there and just poking fun of what's happening in Gaza and stuff. Like, for them, it's nonchalant. And it's just like, well, this shit was happening to you guys, and you guys, like, we're just perpetrating in a circle and like not learning anything from it.
Deep fucking cut.
It would be like in the way that
I have to take this phone call real quick. I'm sorry.
That's right. We're just talking about the sad movie.
the way that it's shot like with modern cinematography, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not filmed as an old show. You're not looking at like sepia tone. We're not looking at like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
modern. It feels modern.
yeah,
Which
everything
sucks.
yeah, like but it also puts you like right there in the time with them, where it's like to them, yeah, it was dad doing his job and mom was like, no, this is our home. We've been here, I think she said, since we were like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Or no,
yeah,
that
like,
they'd been together since they were like, this is our dream because we've always wanted something like this since we've been together since we were 17.
yeah,
And the fact that they
were
used to be
splitting up,
broke. Which is, I feel like that was a big hook because she's like, when she's like
Making a
showing
lot of
off to her
money
mom.
now.
Yeah.
So for me, it is a, oh yeah, no.
Go ahead.
For me, it's part of a reminder of how stupid the Holocaust was. Like all right, so when dude was talking with the gas chamber people, and he was like, well, we can be running these gas chambers like 24/7.
Oh my
like
God.
the logistics of trying to eliminate a group of people because it's like,
How to effectively kill a mass amount of people at one
And
time.
also,
millions.
do
And
we
them
need to
figuring it
create
out.
something like that? Because let's say if Hitler did succeed
Uh-huh.
and was able to do that, then you just eliminate that building that you just built is just gonna stay there like that. Like
Sir,
there's no more burning.
it's not
It's
gonna
still
go
there.
unused. If the Nazis would have won, they would have kept them ovens running, baby.
But for who? You just eliminate all the Jews. Who else are they
So
gonna
here's
eliminate?
a fun thing about fascism. This is why it's not a political ideology. In order for it to work, essentially there always has to be an enemy, another group of people that like they are this existential threat to us. That's how fascists hold on to power, right? So let's say the Nazis would have won. Then who's the next group in Europe that's gonna get oppressed, right? Because like it would have just moved on to being somebody else.
Yeah,
They
either that or
would've-
whoever helped
So there's never a win.
That's why fascism doesn't work.
until there's one.
It literally,
winner.
even if fascism
Highlander.
was all Germans, they would have found Germans that weren't German enough. They were already doing that. If
Yeah,
you
I'm
were
about to say.
German and you were white and you were sick, you're not German enough. You're dead. They did this shit. So like, yeah, it's a good thought to have because it shows you part of the fucking ideology. Like, the ovens were gonna stay running, my guy. You don't build a Ferrari.
That's what I'm saying.
and
Like,
not
what
use
was the
it
point
every
of?
day.
Because like, there's only so many amount of Jews, and once you get rid of them, then you have I'm not gonna say a brand new building, but like this infrastructure you build that's unused.
Yeah.
That's the thing, it wasn't planned to end. They didn't plan
Yeah.
on not like they don't plan on building a lighthouse for it never to be used at some point. Like it's not lighthouse, but the watchhouse for it
Yeah,
to be used.
and the trains all go there. Like I'm just saying that if I know me as a normal human being. If I build infrastructure around my yard to move bricks and I get to a point where I don't need to move bricks anymore, I'm just gonna find something else to move.
Yeah.
I'm going to it's not gonna get you like. You put a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
It's gonna get used.
It could
So
become-
I think it's the part of the for me is like the stupidity in like taking on this task. And then, like, you can tell Hitler's a fucking crazy person because, like, we're going to eliminate these people. And, like, they're building up all this infrastructure to do it. And dude was like, bro, even if the trains are running 24/7 and the factories are running 24/7, we can only eliminate X amount of thousands of people a day. And then, like, oh, but there's, like, millions of them. So this is going to be a ongoing for everything. It's like, you didn't just stop there and think that maybe you're doing the fucking wrong thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, it can't be done, really, because it shouldn't be fucking done.
I'm going
But
to go
they
off a
fucking
tangent
tried.
right now because this is the real same thing to what's happening between Israel and Palestine right now. Like Palestine is the Jews who are getting oppressed, and if Israel's goal is to eliminate all of Palestine, then why are all the other Muslim countries not coming together? Because one of those other Muslim countries is going to be next.
So if that happens, then we have this thing called World War III. And so we're really holding off on doing that. If they attack Israel,
Israel's going to go after another country. If they're fascists, they're going to go after another country.
Well, ideally, they get stopped by. We have other ways now, hopefully, ideally, to keep that shit from happening. America is being beholden. We are putting pressure onto the president. Something will have to give eventually. And because most everyone on the planet doesn't want a World War III, we'll make it stop, ideally. But we have to keep the fucking pressure on them. Also, I want to shout out QPL's here, or KPL is here. And KPL is from Poland. And fun fact, Auschwitz is in Poland. Very close to the border where Marquetta lives. Yeah,
Auschwitz was always in Germany because that's where it happened.
No, you don't do your own dirt at home, dog. You do it next door to the place you stole. So, fun fact about Mr. Rudolf Haas, who's a real person. Right? Yeah. Guess what? They got that motherfucker and they hung his ass in Poland after a trial.
I'm happy. I wanted his whole fucking family to get got. I didn't give like every fucking except like the maids and the servants, but the mother, the kids, everyone could have got.
A fun fact about those kids: some of them came out kind of fucked up because of the stuff that they lived through.
You saw the I'm sorry to cut you off, but what the older brother was doing to the kid to show him like he was in a concentration camp, put him in there.
Yeah.
Get the.
Yeah, it's there's a problem, and like I love that they showed that briefly to just show how it's messing up the kids. But all right, let's talk about Jesus. Can you even? I was about to say let's talk about the characters. I don't think
there's not much to talk about for the characters. It's
career criminal, but he doesn't realize it yet. It's
and well, the only thing is, so do you think he fully comprehended what it was he was doing but then again because you hear that you hear the gunshots, you
hear the smell it like bro, they shot somebody for a fucking apple and the kid was like, oh, you should have stole.
The little girl that was hiding the food out there for them, that was super sweet. And I believe that's also something that was real.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't get. Yeah, I was going to ask you guys about that. What was that whole thing about?
They were a Jewish family hiding out in Poland somewhere, close to Auschwitz, because you heard them speaking Yiddish, and the little girl was going out early in the mornings and just like planting food like around the concentration camp, where they'd be working at. So I guess it's like right outside.
So like the family at the Haas did that.
No, like a different family. They were just showing like this Jewish family.
Oh, okay,
helping out in like the smallest way possible. So I guess I'm trying to think of how the fuck you talk about this movie. How do you talk about? All right, let's talk about moments then.
Oh, so I was gonna say the moment where the one where he's just standing and you see all of the smoke coming that was from the
all the ash coming down the river.
No, when you smell it, not smell it, like it's literally just a shot of him.
That's when the sound design was the strongest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The smoke coming over him like that, and then also the spot where it's just going like it's just pictures on the flowers after she's like showing the garden.
Yeah.
It's just the flowers, and you hear the sound again behind it. Like,
yeah.
That shit to me was the most like catching. I guess sound design. It's fucking crazy to think that a whole family actually lived right there, right next to all that, and was just
next to hell,
and just unfazed.
And they were just
fine. They had a pool and everything, and they just
stupid pools like 2 feet deep.
Mink coat and shit.
So my my two favorite. Yeah.
What was happening for the infrared parts? That I was a little confused there.
So what we got is there's a little Jewish girl who was bringing food. She's a Polish Jewish girl.
That's
she was
what I thought was happening.
Oh, and they were talking about Hansel and Gretel too, which got me worried. I need to know when they wrote Hansel and Gretel. It's the story about those two little kids and they find the witch's house in the woods. And then the witch fucking tries to eat them, but they
house is
they
made
get
of
the
candy, so they go inside. But
they start eating the house because it's made out of candy, and then the witch is like, "Yeah, don't eat my house," and then she brings them in, and she fattens them up so she can cook them.
And she eats them.
Haas approves the design of a new crematorium created by Toff and Sons. One day, he notices human remains in the river, yada, yada, yada. Hold on. He also sends a message to the SS personnel chastising them for carelessly picking the lilacs, and it causes bleeding. And at night, while Haas is telling the fairy tale Hansel and Gretel, a Polish girl sneaks out and hides food at the prisoner's worksite. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm just now realizing that about picking lilacs. He's much more concerned with how these people are picking the flowers.
Yeah.
The flowers won't be around anymore while he's over here picking souls. Fucking idiot. Anyway, it was a Polish girl who was going and delivering.
That's what I thought was happening, but the movie's interesting because there's really, I mean, there is a beginning, middle, end, but it's really just a day in the life kind of.
That's really the wild part to me is that like it wasn't it wasn't like gruesome. You don't see a lot of like gruesome or like brutal
Really,
things
any-
happen.
You don't see anything.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
see
and
any.
it's the part where he's fishing in the water and the kids are over there playing, and then you see like the bones in there,
Yeah,
And
and,
then he
you can
writes
see
them a letter 'cause
the
he's-
stuff coming down.
and then he's just disappointed with the way that they're disposing of the bodies. Like it's why I don't know, man. Just the things that were of importance, and really actually watching him run on the rocks right there, I was just like,
Good.
That's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good for you.
This is why we cannot let stupidity win
Yeah.
this November.
So,
Please, for
moments.
the love of God.
The mom coming and being like, "Oh yeah, the old
You-
German lady who I used to work, or Jewish lady I used to work for, like we really got her one,
Yeah.
right?" And then like being like
And then she was
realizing
like,
what's
"You-"
happening next door. She was like, she kept coughing and shit, and she was like, "Why I'm coughing out here a lot?" And being like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and I hope she,
No, but she also
She can't
told her
live with
daughter, like, "Oh, you really landed on your feet.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
fucking."
Because
She
they
is
and it's
proud of
like
her.
you took people who were all right.
I
So
hope
with
all of
the you really landed on your feet thing. Let's imagine these people were poor, right? They probably weren't doing well off, and they were like, you know why you're not doing well off? It's because those Jews are taking all the stuff that you deserve. And then when they finally get their chance to come up, and they're like, bro, I'm not giving this up. The wife was like, you're getting moved to where? I'm not leaving. Call Hitler and tell him you staying. Like, hold on, what? Call Hitler and tell him you doing what? Like she
There
had
you
that
go.
energy.
You-
It's like,
you do
oh,
it.
oh, y'all
You
really
do it.
wild, right?
You do it, baby.
Because for them, and this is the other thing too with fascism, dog, like for not a minute, not a second, not a fucking moment do they think that they could be on the other side of that fence.
Nope.
That doesn't, with the whole, when she was like, call Hitler and tell him.
Yep.
That said to me, she's like, I'm untouchable. She got that I don't get arrested energy. The cops are for them. She does not think it's not possible that she could be on the other side of that fence. But eventually, after
She was a
after we
very-
burned all the other people, there won't be anyone left to burn. Like Hedwig, you know who we burning
she
next?
was a
Bitches that look like
very,
owls.
For,
You
for,
next.
for them specifically, her husband was so important that I do think she was untouchable. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
making
yeah.
all of this stuff possible. Like him and Hitler are definitely on first name basis.
She was
They'd have had him.
she was
Yeah.
very materialistic.
Yeah.
She was only ever talking about like getting curtains at auctions and shit.
When she pulled the fur coat out of the bag, it was the not even remains, but like the leftover stuff from people that got taken into the concentration camp. She gives each of the house workers a piece, and then like she goes on and puts this big ass coat.
So
That was one more thing I needed to add too.
because it's just like a view in the day of the life. So like another reason why he, the director filmed it this way or they wrote it this way is because when we talk about prominent Nazi figures like Goebbels or this guy, we always think of him as this like mythical mustachioed evil.
Yeah.
Where it's like this like, you know, these monstrous people. But he wanted to show them as just like, no, they were just regular
dude.
people, which makes it even more monstrous.
But it makes it
because-
understandable too, because you don't want to portray Nazis in ways that they would like to be portrayed. Here in Indy at the War Museum we have, because of course we do, the Nazi flag. It's a big red, black swastika, white field on the background flag is like up and hanging, draped beautifully when you like fucking walk into the part about World War II. And I'm like, no, that needs to be taken down. It needs to be under glass on the floor so I can walk on it. Like, it needs to be put at normal. All the Japanese stuff, eye level, anything. This is the only thing that has prominence in it. And, like, I feel like displaying Nazi shit or showing movies about Nazis that make the Nazis, even if they lose, look cool. You don't want that. American History X had this problem because it was a movie about a neo-Nazi, but there were moments when he looked fucking awesome. And the Nazis, the current ones that live today, fuck with that shit. I was going to say that, and Marquetta's grandma lived in Ukraine and was captured by the Nazis, and she worked in a house. So the life that these girls had in the house might have been similar to Marquetta's grandma. Her grandma's not around anymore.
The gardener.
The girl who was just sweeping that like is like a statue when she walks by, you don't even notice her.
That's about as lucky as you could
That's
have
luck
gotten.
right there.
That's,
And I'm not saying that this happened, but I think like it is also, well, he fucked that one girl too.
yeah, he slept with one of them. So
yeah.
it's like, yeah, that's another thing. Oh, apparently, I don't know how true this is. I'm going off a tangent, but I'm gonna bring it back around. Nick Fuentes on one of his streams got caught watching LGBT adult entertainment.
Oh, but a gay porn, huh?
You know, that's another common thing with these people is they vilify one thing in the public eye, but in
And
the
enjoy it
background
in the
they're
private.
fucking it.
You know what's on Pornhub? What's the most watched shit right now is Muslim content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
Look, man, I just, especially with him, like that kind of
It was cops not too long ago.
if you're willing to have sex with somebody that you completely think is other, I think that you're on a new level of fucked up.
Yeah.
You're on a like, oh,
'Cause,
like
they
your
thought of
brain
them
is
as
cordoned off in
animals.
sections that tells me you could be a fucking serial killer and you wouldn't care because you're just
That's
like,
it.
oh
That-
no,
no,
like this
these-
person right here. I mean, she's cool now, but she's also a dog to me.
No,
So
dude.
50-50.
It was a notion of like, I mean, the fascists won that period of history, and it's like every single one of them was. I mean, you have to be psychopathic, you have to be sociopathic, to just be in your living room having a fucking business conversation about like, anyways, this is how the gas chamber works.
Well,
And that's the thing,
it's
that was his job.
it's a marvel of engineering because you can load them and unload them at the same time, and it's actually very efficient. And it's
Here's
just
the
like,
thing.
Jesus
It was
fucking
crazy
Christ, dude.
efficient, which is kind of sick.
It was
That was their creative meetings.
right. They were like,
yeah,
oh, we
yeah.
did it. To add to that, I don't think you have to be sociopathic. I think you become a sociopath. I
Yeah.
think that like. Because all right, if homie's an SS, then he was in the military as a regular dude. I think he said he did service in World War One, right? Hated it, probably got out of it, was mad. We did that. Germany had to pay back and do all this shit for World War One. He probably got back into the military, rose up through the ranks, and as he gets up the ranks, it's like people that become billionaires and lose their humanity. Like you don't have to have lost your humanity to become a billionaire. By the time you get up to there, it's like I mean, people are just numbers, really.
No,
You know what I mean? Like working up to that, I'm saying like it's not like
You are right about reprogramming because that's what we do to people in our military. Is like that's the whole credo that like people are proud of. Is like we got to tear you down to build you back up, and it's like, well, you're just that's called indoctrination. You're being fucking indoctrinated.
KPL wants you to know they were only winning for like 2 years.
They did a lot of damage for the fucking 2 years.
Yeah, and KPL lives in KPL. Where are you at in Poland? Can I ask? Is it Warsaw? I think you said before, but KPL is in Poland, so this movie is literally about where the fuck they're
You
from.
asked for the moments. And
Yeah, moment. What moment like
for
stood
me,
up to you?
I didn't like. I was just extremely pissed throughout the movie and angry, and I was like, man, this movie is not gonna be the type of movie where the family's gonna get got or nothing's gonna happen. Which nothing happened. When I saw him,
But
victory.
real life, they did.
No victory in the end.
yeah, no victory in the end.
Yeah,
Like
I know
if
what you mean.
anything, like the family won because they got to stay where she wanted to stay. And I thought when he was walking down the stairs, he was gonna like die because he was coughing, but he didn't die. So I'm like, this was pointless. So, but the only thing that actually, I guess, got me out of my anger stupor and was more like sad, was the end where we just saw
The museum?
of just shoes.
Marquetta went there. She passed out when she was there.
That's a small portion of.
And
the
then,
film.
it was so fucking big.
That's only like thousands of pairs of shoes. We killed.
And, like, they
the
showed
world
it out to
killed
be proud.
millions.
So
No, they don't show it off to be proud. That's the Holocaust Museum.
Yeah,
Oh.
that museum is like
That's not, they're not.
yeah.
proudly-
That it's the
No.
so
It's so you know exactly what happened.
That's-
in the fact
So
that
that
it
was
happened,
not the German
undoubtedly.
stuff.
No,
No.
that's the Holocaust Museum.
yeah. So that museum.
because that museum, because he was walking in the museum, so I didn't know that
Yeah,
was.
that's Auschwitz.
So
It's a historical. It's a museum.
that part of the movie when he was walking and he started coughing, it just like for a minute, this is the way I took it, like it jumped to the future, to like
Oh,
to
so it
current-
was jumping to the future. I thought it was saying his.
no,
No,
that was like
that was
that's
present
today.
day.
That is
Oh.
you can go visit
that was
that today.
that was no longer a movie. That was real life footage.
Okay.
That-
Yeah,
that
so
was, that
they-
was museum workers working
From
at the
like
museum.
2023.
Okay.
Yeah, so they jumped to that to be like, in the end, he does lose, and we do literally make a fucking museum out of the shit that he fucking did. But like, it jumps to that so that you could see that part. So the last time I was in Czech, I really wanted to go to Auschwitz because it is it's not very far from Marquetta's parents' village. Like the border, it's like it's a couple hours drive, I think maybe 3 at best, right? And I was like, oh, I want to go. And Marquez was like, I will not go with you. And I was like, oh no, come on, it's like history. Like I'm in Europe. And I was like, I want to. She was like, I'll take you there. Or she was like, me and my dad will take you there, and like we'll wait outside. Like we'll go do something for hours, and you can go in. She was like, I'm not going back. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, because I think
Kind of
yeah,
don't like. I need to go.
I was
God.
overwhelmed with just seeing the footage. I can't imagine being there in person. Like I think I would break down on my feet and just bawl. Like that was such a that was such a heinous visual.
Yeah.
Because like you see the one shelf of the shoes and you're like, that's a lot of fucking shoes. And then they
And
take
it
you
just
down
keeps
the
pulling
hallway.
back.
Yeah.
Then they take you down the hallway and you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
One
like,
of the
it's just
one of the moments. I mean, I know we've talked about it a few different times, but like when they are sitting there and just talking about how to make it more effective, I started thinking about all the other things that they're making gas chambers more effective, or the furnaces more effective. And I was thinking of all the other ways, like things that have been created by someone that are used as weapons like that. Like there's someone who created a type of gun or is using or makes guns that doesn't think about the fact that they're being used
to systematically undo motherfuckers.
Right. So like I'm at some point like the company that makes those furnaces, those buildings, they're just like this is a thing. Like this is we build guns or whatever. We build weapons.
Fun fact about
It's
that company.
crazy, man.
I mean, that's
we need to look up the company right now to see if they're still fucking around. They might be
that's just
Woo! Defunct in 1996.
I mean,
they made shit until 1996.
That company today would be Lockheed Martin.
Right.
Who's wearing Adidas right now? Y'all want to get into Adidas? Y'all want to? You want to get into fucking Pumas? Like
Who's wearing Hugo Boss? Who's driving a Volkswagen?
Like, yeah, dude.
Hugo
People
Boss.
Hugo Boss.
he made the clothing for
the Nazi uniforms were designed by
That designer shit, they were dressing like that expensive.
Bro, they was
Bro.
Hugo
out here
Boss
fly.
made the Nazi
You
uniforms.
can't. There are
Volkswagen
pictures
supplied their
comparing.
vehicles.
There are pictures comparing old Nazi outfits to some like more modern fashion from Hugo Boss. Same shit.
Here's my favorite.
I like Hugo Boss stuff.
Oh no! Well, I mean, it is really well designed, but also
that's why the Nazis
around
look
forever.
fly as fuck, dude. I mean, like
anybody know this font? Futura.
Futura.
Guess what?
That's
Nazi
that.
propaganda font. Still around today, baby.
Man,
They.
I like that font.
Right? It's a good font. It's a really good font.
Why did all Duff Hitler were so creative?
I really
good eye for
think
shit like
I
that.
really think that was
Wouldn't
one
it?
of the success of the Nazi Party is unfortunately they had a attractive aesthetic.
I want to give
their
that more.
marketing,
Like their
Yeah.
marketing team was on fleek, dude.
Well, I mean, I want to give it more to the German people as a whole because the German people are sharp dressers. The Volkswagen is a good fucking car, and like they, shit got wrapped all up into that. I mean, we watch so much anime now. They had a whole thing during the war as well. I mean, fuck. So anyway, yeah, like it is. I mean, it's whatever. So yeah, fuck you.
Germans are also like known to make like very good like quality stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Good cars too.
German engineering.
German efficiency.
I hope
Fanta, not Fanta.
I-
No.
Fanta, the orange
Fanta was
drink
not
Fanta?
around during.
Bro, apparently it was. This was from KPL, bro. Straight out of Europe. I heard some
Bro,
shit about Fanta.
I'm
dog.
gonna need to see some evidence on that. You saying Fanta? Well, maybe just because I hadn't heard of it for so long because they got in trouble for doing Nazi shit, and then they made a comeback.
Right.
What are you talking about? What is this?
We should forgive Germany because Germany's keeping that Nazi bullshit the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, they don't fuck with that shit anymore.
Right?
There's
People right now in Germany right now being like, oh, well, if the far right-wing party in Germany are Nazis, then I don't know. Motherfuckers are like, people are out in the streets in droves, hundreds of thousands of motherfuckers protesting these people because they're trying to get the little Republican political party shit started up. And they're like, motherfuckers like, fuck no, absolutely not. Y'all must be
That's
high.
good on Germany though.
That's what I'm saying. Like Germany, go
Yeah,
to
they're
Germany and
not
throw up a
gonna-
fucking Heil Hitler and see what the fuck happens to your ass.
that is so good for
dangerous.
like for them to like do something so atrocious, but to able to like
Oh,
Hold
learn
that shit
from
back.
it and make sure it
Well,
doesn't happen again.
There's a German knife company, Boker, and they did a line of knives where they took metal from like there was a Nazi warship called the Tirpitz, and it was like the biggest ship on the sea at the time. And they also take metals from like Panzer tanks and stuff, and they infuse them into their knife blades.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then they sell the knives as like historical pieces, but they also donate a portion of the sales to like veteran charities and stuff. So
Nice.
it's another like taking a super negative and turning it into kind of a positive.
Yeah, there are ways to be up on top of it. I'm trying to find.
It's
I took a
I can
picture
only
of
hope
something in
all the
Germany as
adults in
well.
that family died just lonely and hated.
They had it rough. Yeah, I had to turn my computer screen
you
halfway
know,
sideways.
Some Nazis truly did get away with it. Like a lot of them ran away to Argentina.
Brazil and such.
Yeah,
and
some of
shit,
them got to live normal
some
lives.
people are still, some people are still. I'm sure there's a few motherfuckers in their late 90s that are just like,
Yeah,
like,
dog. There are.
I feel like I don't give a fuck what you did with your life between then and now. You could have started up a charity that helped children with cancer, even if you're
Still got to pay.
even if you're 99 and on your deathbed today. Like you should fucking get arrested and fucking die in a fucking cell. Dude.
all the Nazis people, like once it was all over, like there were like war criminals, right? So are there
Yeah.
like bounty hunters?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
the
There's
Nuremberg trials. A lot of people did get got, but
there were. I mean, yeah, dude, there were some Dog the Bounty Hunter type people. I'm sure.
all right. So I'm sharing this photo. I can't show the
was
internet, but
there actually was a show. I don't know if it got canceled or whatnot, but there was a show with Al Pacino where they were.
Yes, I was just about to say Hunters. Yo, we should
Okay.
all watch
Yeah,
that.
they
Or
were
at least I will
hunting-
show you guys the
they were
first like
hunting
intro.
Nazis.
Oh,
Nice.
for real? That's cool.
The intro scene, fucking cold.
Yeah?
I don't know if
Okay.
it's historically accurate. If it's
But it's
one
probably
that's-
sweet.
It's like a
it's like Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious
Yeah,
Basterds
there's some
fantasy.
information in there where you're like, okay, I could double check that, and you'll be like, oh, that's wild that that's true. But yeah, a lot of it, it's like Al Pacino's friends weren't fucking hunting Nazis.
So we're in Czech. I'm I'm living my best little Chris life. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm feeling kind of safe. We're by this castle called Plumlov, and I walk around the corner and see this.
Is that just in
It's a
someone's front
German
yard?
tank. It was at the castle.
Okay.
But the Czechs fought super hard against the Germans, and they were also taken. Also, the Czechs did some dirty shit because they share a border with Germany, right? And like there were border towns, right, where people are fucking Czech and German at the same time, right? You live on the border of Ohio, you Indiana,
Yeah.
and you Ohio. They wiped out some of them motherfucking towns. The Czechs came back and were like, but these were like innocent Germans that like lived in these towns. And like Marquette's dad was like, they fucking had it. And she was like, what? And he was like, I mean, and they get into like a big fight about it. But it's like, because the fascism fucks up everyone else around it. But also like when that shit rebounds back, then your own people end up paying for that shit. And I'm not saying that it's right. It's fucked up. But like border disputes all around this shit. Like it's ugly shit fucking happened, dog. Ew. Anyway, I swear that's it. We're done. No more sad movies until it's hot out again.
Better.
1 year of no sad movies.
I will never watch this movie again.
Because then we're gonna get comedied out.
Yeah. All right. I'll intersperse one of these every now and again.
Can I be okay? Can I take reins on
Movie month?
You want a month?
Can I get a month? Can I get a month?
Well, I'll get a month then.
Can I get a month?
Here's a problem. If I give you a
here's my
month, we will
theme.
be subject to Pat's month.
Here's my theme.
Okay.
Existential.
Okay. How about you pick a theme? How about I give everybody a theme
Existential.
and I still curate? Also, Spidey,
No,
to this.
I want to pick a month.
You want to pick a month and
I'll give you my list.
okay. You give me a list.
give you-
I get to pick off the list. How about that?
Okay.
I'll give you my list.
I'll give everybody a month.
Oh no, KPL says do Schindler's List next.
Absolutely not.
Which I actually to this day have never seen.
It's really good, but
I haven't
also
either.
Liam Neeson saves a bunch of Jewish folks.
I have a set of skills. I don't know who you are.
I do want to say
Oh.
before I tell you about the rest of the movies, Okja is going to be sad. Do you want to switch Okja?
Yeah.
You know-
I'll check the list again.
Actually, there is a really good Nazi movie that's like hopeful.
Yeah.
Valkyrie
Okay.
with Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I thought you
you
were gonna say Jojo Rabbit, which
have
is
you guys
was
seen
really
that?
good. I have not.
Dude, it's about the plot from within the Nazi party to assassinate Hitler.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the good Nazis that are kind of like, you know,
The good
they're like, we
Nazis.
got to get rid of this guy. And what's crazy is they succeeded with their assassination attempts. It's just Hitler just survived. Like they
Embarrassing.
you don't understand how many times Hitler was attempted to be assassinated, and like they literally had this man in a room with a bomb, and he lived, and the bomb went off. Like this is true. This is all true stories.
Jesus.
Like and he lived. He just fucking survived. Like it was.
I'm damn to be mad at God at that point.
Yeah, I was like, God, what are you doing?
It was ultimately they failed, but it shows the movie shows that like there were people from within like
Yeah.
There was
trying,
a Sith confirmed.
Yeah, there were people from within like knowing, hey, this is fucked.
Right.
We gotta kill.
When the
this guy.
world
Like,
finds out what we're doing,
we
you know
need
we're
to kill this person.
Jojo, I have seen Jojo Rabbit, which is good. All right, so Spidey's going to switch Okja, but for next week, we're doing Bottoms. After Bottoms, we're doing Spidey's pick, and then after Spidey's pick is Barbarella. Ta-da.
Barbarella.
Barbarella.
Why does that sound so familiar?
Because we're doing Shelby.
It's a
month right now.
protein bar.
Okay.
All right, so we all got it, okay? We all know what we're watching?
Yeah.
We all know what we're doing.
So next week is
Bottoms.
Bottoms.
Next week, we're watching Bottoms.
Yeah.
You guys want me to read off a
it-
synopsis of Bottoms?
Is it?
Fucking hilarious.
Is that? Is it a LGBT thing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Hell
supposed
yeah.
to be hilarious.
Do you want me to read off?
A group of
You
bottoms
should do the
discover
IMDb description.
sex.
Oh, I was just going to
stuff.
do I'm on Wiki.
Ooh.
Or IMDb. Oh, here about.
No.
A bi-curious person discovers bottoming. I don't know.
Bottoming?
Like, what could it be about?
A movie about empowering women The hot ones. What the fuck? What AI overview? I didn't want that.
Thanks, AI. I love it, bro. That's
Dude,
valid.
hey, no, look, okay, you know what? I've been watching H3, and he uses ChatGPT a lot, and
Yeah.
there's this new ChatGPT update where you can like have it talk to you in a personality that you set.
Ooh.
So like you can have it talk shit to you. Like you can have it
That's
give you the
funny.
answers, but condescendingly.
Okay. Honestly, yeah. That the tagline is. It wasn't wrong. The tagline is a movie about empowering women, the hot ones.
Wow. All right. Perfect.
It's a funny movie.
All right.
Nice.
I mean, it's also pretty gay too. So you
Hot
guys are gonna love it.
woman
It
discovers anal butt stuff.
Paladin Berserker Jedi said, high school girls in a fight club taught by Marshawn Lynch.
That is
Hell
literally
yeah!
what the
So we
movie's
go
about.
from
That's literally what the movie's about.
Yo,
We go
Marshawn
from-
Lynch is one of my favorite
He
athletes.
is.
I don't even watch the sport. Like, I
he's
just
a
love the
good
fact-
actor.
He's funny
He's
as shit,
a really
bro.
good actor. He's the guy. He was in Westworld, right? Is that
No.
Not
is that
Westworld.
not?
I'm thinking of.
That's not okay. I'm thinking of
Marshawn
somebody
Lynch,
else.
he's a football player.
I'm
This is the
thinking
only
about
thing I've ever known him
Murderville,
in.
that's
He's
the
not
last
the
thing
guy.
that I saw
Who's
him
the
in.
guy in Westworld then?
There's no football playing Westworld.
Yes, there is.
Who?
Not there's a sports person. I don't know who or where he comes from. Westworld season 3. He was the black dude with the shirt that lit up.
Huh?
He's an athlete.
Kid Cudi?
No, not Kid Cudi. the chat should know what I'm talking about. There's somebody. Look it up. Somebody look it up.
Terry Crews?
Somebody look it up.
Terry Crews ain't in no motherfucking Westworld. Marshawn Lynch!
I fucking told
He was
you.
in it.
I fucking told
I
you.
never seen it. That's so funny.
We sat down and watched this together, guys.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Hey, I remember Kid Cudi was in it because Kid Cudi's important to me. Sorry, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, dog, he's hilarious. You guys all need to watch Murderville too.
And he was in something else but I only remember him from Westworld. But he's been in a few things. Like he's a really good actor. He's
Oh, yeah, he was one of the people who got the contract.
He was one of the GTA guys.
Bro, can we just watch
All right,
Pussy Valley?
Oh my
Pussy
God,
Valley?
please.
What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I'm down. We can watch it
Man.
on our own. Well, we've been watching everything on our own time.
We
Yeah,
would have to
we
watch
could.
like one, it'd have to be like I don't know, maybe
You guys want to? I just recently finished Shogun. We could talk Shogun.
Oh, I haven't started yet, but
I haven't
I'm
watched
done.
it.
Shogun is pretty fire. It's
I,
pretty good.
I would want to do Pussy Valley though.
I'm down with
yeah,
either. I'm
okay.
down with all of this.
All right, y'all ready to get out of
Oh.
here? Stick around for the raid. Oh, Mickey's gonna say a thing.
We should do Civil War, the new A24.
Oh, I do actually want to watch
You know,
that.
which would be a good one to discuss because every Republican reviewer on YouTube with like a 200 subscriber channel, they were just like, "This is the most unrealistic piece of shit ass movie." Like,
It's because shit doesn't get look.
it's because there was barely any action in it. Oh,
Yeah, no. Why would we make that movie? All right. Anyway, we're gonna talk about it. Civil War is a great movie. We're in Shelby month. We have to respect the rules.
yes.
We'll see. All right, we have to go see if Shelby approves of Civil War, and then maybe we could put that one in.
Yeah.
But and Spidey still gets to pick. All right, cool. Guys, we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you later. Tell these DJ dudes that the Normies send their regards. We're sitting y'all over there. Can somebody press the end the stream button that goes?
I think someone's over there to do it.
Yo, we're rating DJ
Icicle.
Ice, baby,
Icy Ice. DJ Icy Ice.
Icy Ice.
Icy Ice.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Ice. Icy Ice.
Have we left it?
Yeah, that was a fantastically.
Talking
Yo,
normies
my favorite. Oh, damn it! I knew what my moment from the movie is.